Flo needs to be cancelled because she whitewashed 𝐂𝐨𝐲𝐫𝐢𝐠𝐡𝐭.
How do you whitewash a British person who appeared to be white already? So at this point, people are finding ways to start unnecessary drama. And when I mean unnecessary drama, people will find the smallest things and make a huge deal out of it. In this case, people are constantly bringing up the fact that Flaudelendy had quote-unquote whitewashed Rosie, and people getting upset over the fact that there is a slight skin tone difference, and saying that apparently she's racist for doing so, which in the first place it wasn't her intention to make people upset about it. Furthermore, the creator of the original OC, who is Rosie, didn't have a huge problem about it. In other words, if there was an issue about it, it would have been privately discussed, but in this case, there was no problem in the first place. People shouldn't be getting upset on Rosie's behalf for a character that doesn't even belong to them, or should be getting upset over a small detail, especially since a lot of people possibly couldn't tell the difference, since the shades isn't that far from each other. And I feel like the only people who would actually know that are the people who would intensely stare at a character and study their details while quoting, "Hey, this character, slightly lighter or darker. Actually, I want to meet somebody who does that, cause that's really interesting on how you would intensely stare at a character like that and make those types of quotations." Aside from the jokes, it's really ridiculous how people can make a huge deal out of such a small detail and want to start drama like we don't have enough drama in the community already. Flo had stated that she made Rosie and the other presets in the earlier developments of Gacha Life 2, basically trying to make the OC presets as accurate as possible while trying to simply give people a visualization of what the game would look like. Let alone again, she had stated that Rosie had never asked her or anybody else about her OC, so therefore there was never an issue in the first place, like I had quoted before. And yet people are getting mad about the OC that doesn't even belong to them, causing unnecessary drama. Now, Flo isn't the only person who had been accused for race-washing a character. A while back, like 3 or 4 months ago, another GachaTuber named Nahima Rahman was called out for the same type of incident, and she had made the character in from the meme a slightly darker skin tone, which she had ended up apologizing for that. And in my opinion, I felt like she didn't have to do that, since the skin tones wasn't really that big of a difference, which basically, in her perspective, she didn't really realize it until somebody called it out, which also it wasn't her intention to do so either. Now, I could possibly see if the characters were 10 shades, darker or lighter, but that's not the case. It's just a small, slightly different skin tone. People shouldn't make a huge deal or start drama over something very small and minor, especially if it wasn't the person's intention to do so. Let alone people shouldn't constantly bring it up, especially if the person had explained themselves already about the situation. Stop trying to cancel someone over something so small. It's very unnecessary and ridiculous. If any case, if there was really a problem, that problem should really staying between Flo and Rosie, and no one else should add their input on that particular situation. But that is just my personal opinion about the situation. Please stay safe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night.